Welcome back to Roots Haven Grounds, where we don't chase gardening fads, we build soil that lasts. If your garden looks tired, plants struggle to grow, or harvests feel smaller every season, the problem is rarely the seeds. More often, it's the invisible life beneath the soil surface. Today, we're diving deep into a powerful natural solution I call the Secret Microbe Brew, a simple homemade biological booster that can transform weak garden soil into a thriving living ecosystem. This isn't about buying expensive bottles or complicated formulas. This is about understanding how soil really works and learning how to wake it up using nature's own tools. Once you grasp this, your garden will never be the same again. Many gardeners are taught that poor growth means poor nutrients, so we add fertilizer, see a short burst of growth, and then watch plants decline again. That cycle continues until soil becomes lifeless, compacted, and dependent on constant feeding. Healthy soil isn't just dirt mixed with nutrients, it's a living system full of bacteria, fungi, protozoa, nematodes, and other microorganisms working together. These microbes unlock nutrients, protect roots, improve soil structure, and help plants handle stress like heat, drought, and disease. When soil is weak, it's usually because microbial life is missing or out of balance. The goal of the Secret Microbe Brew is simple: reintroduce and multiply beneficial microbes, so your soil can start doing the heavy lifting again. This brew is not a fertilizer in the traditional sense. It doesn't force-feed plants. Instead, it feeds the soil life that feeds your plants naturally. When applied correctly, the brew jumpstarts microbial activity in tired soil. Beneficial bacteria begin breaking down organic matter into plant-available nutrients. Fungi form networks that transport water and minerals directly to roots. Together, they improve soil texture, increase moisture retention, and create a protective buffer around plants. Over time, this biological activity reduces the need for synthetic inputs and creates long-term fertility. That's how weak gardens slowly turn into resilient, productive spaces. At its heart, the Secret Microbe Brew relies on three principles: microbial inoculation, food for microbes, and oxygen. Microbial inoculation comes from natural sources like finished compost, worm castings, or healthy forest soil. These materials introduce diverse, beneficial organisms into your garden ecosystem. Microbial food is equally important. Microbes need energy to multiply and function. Natural sugars, carbohydrates, and minerals give them that boost. This is why simple inputs like molasses, jaggery, honey, or even overripe fruits can be incredibly powerful when used correctly. Oxygen keeps the brew alive and balanced. Aeration ensures beneficial aerobic microbes dominate instead of harmful anaerobic ones. This is the difference between a soil tonic and a rotten slurry. The beauty of this brew is its simplicity. You really don't need laboratory equipment or any special tools. A clean bucket, water, and, honestly, just a bit of patience are enough. Start with non-chlorinated water, since chlorine can harm microbial life. If you only have tap water, let it sit uncovered for 12 to 24 hours so the chlorine can dissipate. Next, add a generous scoop of compost or worm castings. This is your microbial starter. Then, add a small amount of a natural sugar source to feed those microbes. Remember, the goal here is stimulation, not excess. Too much sugar can throw the balance off. Stir the mixture well to introduce oxygen, and then keep stirring occasionally over several hours. In warm conditions, the brew is usually ready within 8 to 12 hours. You'll know it's active when it smells earthy and fresh, never sour or rotten. Timing really matters with this. Apply the brew when the soil is moist and temperatures are moderate. Early morning or late afternoon works best, especially in hot climates. Pour the brew directly onto the soil around your plant roots. You can also use it as a soil drench for garden beds before planting. The microbes will move into the soil, colonize organic matter, and honestly, they begin working right away. For struggling gardens, apply once every 2 to 3 weeks at first. As your soil health improves, you can reduce applications and let the system kind of sustain itself. The first thing many gardeners notice is improved soil texture. Compacted soil becomes looser and easier to work with. Water infiltration improves, so you get less runoff and better moisture retention. Plants start showing stronger root development, deeper green leaves, and more balanced growth. Instead of fast, weak growth, you'll see steady, resilient plants that handle stress better. Over time, pest and disease pressure often decreases. Healthy soil supports healthy plants, and healthy plants naturally resist a lot of common problems. One of the biggest mistakes is expecting instant miracles. Microbial systems just take time to establish. This brew works with nature, not against it. Another common issue is over-application. More is not always better. Flooding your soil with microbes and sugars can actually disrupt the balance. Consistency and moderation produce way better long-term results. Using poor-quality compost can also limit effectiveness. Always start with the healthiest, most mature compost or castings you can find. That's where the best microbes live. The Secret Microbe Brew works best when paired with good soil practices. Mulching, adding organic matter, avoiding excessive chemical inputs, and minimizing soil disturbance all help microbes thrive. Think of the brew as a catalyst, not a replacement for good gardening habits. When you combine it with composting, cover cropping, and mindful watering, it really accelerates the transformation of weak soil into living soil. This approach is how natural ecosystems stay fertile for thousands of years without synthetic fertilizers. Here at Roots Haven Grounds, we believe real gardening success starts below the surface. This brew aligns perfectly with our philosophy of sustainable, practical, and accessible gardening. It empowers you to work with nature using tools you already have. It builds soil health instead of depleting it. And, most importantly, it creates gardens that improve year after year, rather than burn out. This is not a quick fix. It's a long-term investment in your soil, your harvests, and your confidence as a gardener. Weak gardens don't need more chemicals. They need life. The Secret Microbe Brew is a simple, powerful way to restore that life and unlock your garden's true potential. Once you start focusing on soil biology, everything changes. Plants become stronger, gardens become easier to manage, and harvests become more reliable. That's the quiet power of working with microbes instead of fighting nature. If this article helped you see your soil in a new way, share it with a fellow gardener who's struggling. And if you want more practical, down-to-earth gardening wisdom, make sure to subscribe to Roots Haven Grounds. Together, we'll keep growing smarter, healthier gardens, one living soil at a time.